Hey, my name is Matt. Welcome back. In this video, I want to talk to you about reasons why your Social Security claim might be taking so long to get processed by the Social Security Administration. My name is Matt, and I used to work for the Social Security Administration, and now I'm really just trying to help people out on this channel here. My goal is to help you understand it, help to simplify it for you, and to help you get through the process of filing for Social Security. So let me give you 7 reasons why your Social Security claim might be taking a long time. Number 1 is you aren't due a payment now. So you've probably heard people say, hey, you got to file 6 months early for Social Security because it takes them so long to process it. You actually can't file that early. You can file 3 months early, so let's clarify that. You can file 3 months ahead of time, and that's recommended because usually it doesn't take Social Security very long at all to process a claim, but sometimes the system has some issues or there's just some quirky stuff that goes on and it takes longer. So it's definitely recommended to file 3 months ahead of time, but you don't have to. Usually Social Security will process it quicker. But let's say you do file 3 months ahead of time and your payment isn't due until 3 to 4 months out, because by the way, Social Security always pays it a month behind. So if you file in May and you say you want to start it in August, you're not going to get your payment until September. So you're like 4 months out. It's possible that Social Security will hold on to that while they process some other cases that have more immediate payment due. So they're not really blowing you off, they're just trying to prioritize so they get people paid on time. So that's the first reason. Number 2, the second reason why your claim might be taking a while is that the employee is slow. So my point with this one here is that every Social Security claim must have a caseworker look at it. An employee looks at every single one before they process your claim and pay you the benefits. Nothing is automated. So it's possible that your case has been assigned to a slower caseworker. We're all human. Everybody goes at different paces. Being slow, by the way, isn't necessarily bad because they might be a more careful caseworker. So slow isn't necessarily bad. They could be a more careful caseworker. Now, sometimes they're not, so you just never know. But my point is, a human being has to handle your claim and look at it before it's processed. Number 3, the third reason is you messed it up. So sometimes you just put wrong information in there, or you didn't answer the questions quite right. And when the caseworker goes to process it, they say, oh, here's an issue with this answer, and so I'm going to have to talk to that person about it before I can process the claim. So that means the person might be trying to call you. Maybe they send you a letter. Maybe they just kind of put it on the back burner for a minute and they'll call you later when they get around to it. So there's a variety of things there, but sometimes people don't answer the questions correctly. Or they answer them in a way in which it's going to generate some concern on behalf of the caseworker, and they'll have to talk to you about it. Okay, the fourth reason is that you're filing for disability. So disability claims do take a long time. They can take 6, 7, 8 months for an initial disability decision. Now there's good reasons for this as well. Number 1 is that there's a lot of people that apply for disability. Number 2 is that, again, a disability caseworker has to look at all the medical evidence. Sometimes they have to send you for an evaluation. There's a lot that goes on. You could try everything in the world to get that time down to 1 or 2 months, and it will not work, because the shorter that time is, the more people are going to apply for disability. It's going to push it out. It just is the way it is. Disability claims take a long time, generally speaking. And if you get denied at the first level, you file a reconsideration, it takes another 6 months. If you file another reconsideration, it could take another year. So the whole process can take years, actually, to get on disability. Okay, number 5 is your claim fell through the cracks. So it is actually possible. It's rare. It's rare because Social Security has pretty good control over the listings, the number of cases that come in and how old they are. And managers do a pretty good job at making sure the employees are getting those older cases cleared out. But every once in a while, a case does kind of slip through the cracks for various reasons, and it'll just sit there for a long time until somebody just happens to find it. Now, these are electronic. I'm not talking about a paper file sitting in a corner of a desk somewhere. They're all electronic, but it's possible it could slip through the cracks. So if it has taken, if you're nearing your payment date and you haven't heard from Social Security, you should definitely call your local office. Okay, number 6 is the system. So I want to tell you here, Social Security, the United States Social Security Administration is the largest Social Security in the world. The countries that are larger than us do not have Social Security systems. So Social Security, your mind would be blown by how much money is paid out just by your local office every month. And you think about everybody who's over age 62, just about, is on Social Security. So there are a lot of people out there getting benefits. The system handles a tremendous amount of cases. Every once in a while, it can't handle your case for whatever reason. There are a variety of reasons. It might just not be programmed to handle it, or something quirky goes wrong. It's bound to happen with the number of cases that they deal with. So if that happens, then the local caseworker, I told you every case is handled by a caseworker. Well, in that instance, that caseworker actually has to send your case off to what's called the payment center, and somebody at the payment center has to finalize your case. That can take a couple of months sometimes, because the payment centers handle cases from all over the United States, and they have just millions of cases that they handle, and so they are backed up oftentimes as well, even more so than the local office actually. So if something fails with the system, then it has to be done manually, and that can take a long time for your case to process. So if you ever are calling in saying, hey, what's going on with my case, and they say it's at the payment center, at least you know they're not lying. You kind of know what that is, and yes, you can expect it to take a little while for that payment center to process it. Okay, number 7, the 7th reason why your case is taking a long time to process is that Social Security is understaffed. There's just no real other way to put it here. They're not lazy, any more so than any other job out there. Your job, your coworkers, I always laugh. Everybody thinks that they work so hard and everybody else is lazy, right? But that's because they don't see what's going on behind the scenes. Your caseworkers aren't lazy. They're usually just overworked. Because they're understaffed, they have to be answering all the incoming calls, which means they're not working on your case that's sitting on their desk or on their listing on their computer, right? So they're doing the job of 2 or 3 people. It's just the way it is. They are understaffed. They don't have enough employees really to manage this very well. They do a tremendous job considering the fact that they don't have enough employees, I believe. And the stats show that about 90% of retirement cases are paid on time. So about 9 in 10 cases are paid timely when you sign up for Social Security. Those are pretty good odds. I think it's a lot better than actually the government, the Office of Personnel Management. If you're a federal worker, I think it takes a lot longer to process your claim than Social Security does. So that's just the way it is. They're understaffed. They never have enough money really. They do hire new people, but it takes them months and months to get them trained. It's a pretty complex job, so it takes really years before you get pretty comfortable and consistent at what you're doing. Okay, so there's 7 reasons. Hopefully that gives you just a little bit of insight and maybe a way to or gives you some ideas on how to avoid or how to kind of get through the process. The main takeaways here are start your claim early. If you haven't heard something by maybe about a month before your payment is due, give the Social Security, your local office, a call. Keep in mind also that, again, if you say you want to start your benefits in a particular month, you're actually going to get paid the following month because Social Security always pays it a month behind. And then your caseworkers aren't being lazy. They're quite overworked, and they are definitely working on it, and they're aware of your case. They just haven't got to it yet. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope this helped you out. Take care. We'll see you next time.